Hi family, I'm Stephanie Wade. I'm Habasia, and I'm talking to you from my home in the USA. And I'm in front of my door, and I fixed the door so it tells me in in the language Wolof that's from the Gambia. It welcomes me home every time I come home. It says AGSIL Ak Jamma. AGSIL Ak Jamma, meaning welcome home. And I'm telling you guys, AGSIL Ak Jamma, welcome home. I hope you hear that when you get off the plane in the motherland. I'll put it on my front door so it can remind me every day that it's somewhere I'm gonna go where I can hear this all the time from other people. AGSIL Ak Jamma, welcome home. Salam alaikum, alaikum salam. People will also telling you that when you're in the Gambia. Doesn't matter if they're Muslim or not, it is what people say over there to speak to you. It's giving you peace, like saying peace and blessings to everybody. I remember I used to hear that when I go to listen to Farrakhan and them. I remember I used to hear Salam Alaikum, Alaikum Salam, when I go to hear Farrakhan speak. And I definitely was never Muslim, but I used to love to hear Farrakhan speak because he used to speak truth, and he was such a powerful communicator. I took my sons there to hear him speak. So just remember, when you're in the Gambia, if you come visit me, you'll hear me say AGSIL Ak Jamma, or welcome home. You'll hear me say Salam Alaikum, and your answer be Alaikum Salam. Remember, AGSIL Ak Jamma, welcome home. Yeah, AGSIL Ak Jamma, welcome home. And it's on my front door just to remind me the same thing right here. Welcome home. I wrote it in English so people will know what it means, but it's AGSIL Ak Jamma, welcome home. Before I get too deep in everything, I'm just showing you a mural that contains some of my family photos. I'm sure my family is not any more unique than mine when it comes to having all different shades in it. Because yes, we are a people that's been mixed up for 400 years, voluntary or not. My maternal grandmother, Cora Sam, whose very name is an African retention, took me all the way to the Gambia. Her name actually being a surname of a family in the Gambia, not just a musical instrument. This is This is Early and Gill, my mother. I love her. She created me, 50% anyways. I always love my mama. This is a picture of my dad. I didn't even know him until recently. DNA is a miracle thing. I found him. Unfortunately, he died when he was very young, but he was a very smart person, a very beautiful soul. Well, guys, to get into the heart of the matter, I'm very concerned about some of the things that some of the young people on YouTube are saying. I think they trying to do content creation, but content creation that's pretty negative lately. I don't understand it at all. Instead of trying to be a solution, seem like they're being a problem. I heard even some young people talk about revolution the other day. Somebody that never lived through a civil war or never lived through any kind of war, talking about somebody got to die before things change in the motherland. Like, how ridiculous is that? Number one, they not even living in the motherland. They living in what they thinking of as Babylon, talking crap about what's going on in the motherland. I figure you have no right to talk about anything if you haven't gone out there and done any kind of violence to anybody that would lead you to be locked up in jail, you know, or something that led you to be shot. So you can say, okay, I believe in what I'm talking about. I got shot. I'm in a wheelchair or something because I believe in revolution. That you can show me some sign that you're going to put your body where your mouth is instead of trying to put somebody else's body there to die. Before anybody thinks of anybody dying, they need to be Joan of Arc and be the first one to die. That's how I feel about it. Be in the front line. If you can't put your child out there as a sacrifice to the revolution that you want so bad, then stop trying to put somebody else's child out there. And another thing I've been seeing, all of this reverse colorism. Colorism in the first place is bad. Reverse colorism is also bad. Nobody wants to be treated like a pet. You know, nobody does. Everybody wants to be treated as an individual, as an equal human being. Not better than. Equals. Equals. That's it. Equals. I love my people, whether they blue, black, or they what they call high yellow. You know, that's how our people have been for nearly 400 years now. You know, thanks to all of this stuff, or no thanks to all of the stuff that's happened to us. You know, enough is enough. We've learned to live with how our people looked all this time. Now people voluntarily are mixing, and other folks are turning around making so nasty comments about them like it's their business. It's like it's not their business. You know? You can't force somebody to be with anybody. And you can't lose something you didn't have. A person that's a 50-50 of whatever group is equally both, equally both. Doesn't mean they're going to be acknowledged by either one fully. But why should you be the one doing the bashing? If you think that you're such a good and loving person, why would you be guilty of bashing? Because I've seen people talk about other folks who they marry, who they with, who they have children with, and number one, they have nobody. They don't have nobody. They're not married to anybody. So-called boyfriends, girlfriends, all of that don't count. Don't count. Not until you make that commitment and you're married to them. That person that you're showing off on your social media, probably with somebody else. If you're doing long distance relationship, that's just a fact. They're probably with somebody else's. May have another family already in the making. May have children already. And I've seen people don't even have children talk about other people giving up birthrights or ruining their family name or dynasty or whatever fantasy they made up in their head. It's like, number one, they themselves have 0 children. 0. And the older people get, they may not have any children at all. So how you going to talk about anybody when you don't have any children at all? No matter what color or race they are, you have none. So people need to quit talking negative about other people and work on themselves. The only person anybody can change is themselves. Whatever relationship you want to see, become half of that relationship and make it work. It's hard work, and only you and that person is responsible for making it work. You can't make it work by yourself. I know. I was married myself 7 years, and I would have rather it been till death do us part. But it was not meant to be. And yes, he was African, And what difference does that make? We're still not together. So, we had 3 sons together and everything. They all adults. I have grandchildren, People have to be very cautious with what they say about other people. I really don't like that kind of stuff, And like I said, forget about all of this reverse colorism. Nobody appreciates you being nice to them just because they chocolate, Just treat them like a brother or treat them like a sister, no matter what color they are. You should just treat everybody like a human being and with respect. That's it. Pay people fairly. Don't try to abuse them and talk down to people, No matter where you go in the world, treat the people that working with you, for you, however you want to say it. Treat them with respect. Treat them as another adult because they are. And pay them, number one, what they ask to get paid. Find out what's the going rate in that area. And if you can afford to, pay them a little bit more. You can get them to teach you lessons, lessons on local language. You can get them to teach you how to shop so you'll know all the prices. You can write down the prices so that way if you go shopping by yourself, you won't have to ask people the price. You'll just know what the price is because you already wrote it down. And you can just say how much you want. And then people would treat you like everybody else. because you'll know the prices. You know, it's just a matter of living in the area long enough that you know the prices and the people know you by then, that you treat the people with respect, and that you're not accusing them of, quote, cheating you because you're from somewhere else. In the motherland, it's always about negotiate, 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 you know. But once you know the going price, you'll be satisfied with the prices that you negotiate for. And then you also have to remember you get what you pay for. Sometimes you negotiate so low that the person has to do inferior work, especially if you go and buy whatever material that's inferior. You know, you have to invest in quality materials so somebody can do the work properly. I mean, they not miracle workers. You know, they not miracle workers. They can only work with what you gave them. So anyway, that's what I say. My advice: when you're in the motherland, when you go shopping, have the person that's your personal assistant go with you shopping, or what you call your housekeeper, or whatever you want to call it, your maid, whatever. You just ask them to go shopping with you so you can learn the going prices, work on learning the local language. My advice would be to start off in a country that already speaks the language that you know already. And like, it's too hard to go somewhere that you already don't know, and then you don't know the basic language in the first place. I normally pick places for prolonged visits where they already speak English. They may have other local languages, but they do speak English, so I won't have to be stressed about getting everything interpreted until I learn the language. Because at my age, it'll take me a while to learn all the languages. And don't forget, whenever you're traveling, to find out what you need to know before you go there. Make a plan before you go there. Save up some money so you'll have enough money when you get there until you make more money after you get there, or you have other streams of income, you know, whether you work online or whatever. Please don't depend on any social services in the motherland, because there are none. And your fellow expats should not be your social services, because after a while they gonna quit answering their phone. It's like it's only so much you can do for somebody before you get tired. I'm telling you that, you know. So save your money, figure out what you're gonna do before you go. If you can just go for a visit first, just go for a visit, and then save your money before you go. It's not something that you should just be doing because somebody crying and begging you to come. I mean, they mean well, but I'm telling you, there's no social services in the motherland, so do not do that. Do not. Have your own money, and you have your own extra streams of income so you can live when you're over there. Because yes, food and everything is cheap, and you can live in a house that doesn't cost that much, but you still have to have money to pay 6 months to a year in advance, and you have to pay your utilities. And if you want to do online, you have to pay for that internet, and that's not cheap. So I'm telling you, my advice: save some money before you go. Do not go anywhere broke. Do not think of yourself as anybody's savior. The only person you need to save is you. If you don't have money to save yourself, don't go over nowhere thinking you saving somebody you're not. The average person does not have a lot of money. I know a lot of people are posting stuff about how wonderful things are, you know, but that's for the elites. That's people with money. That's not everybody. The average person is working hard for their living. They have to hustle for their living. And with COVID, it's very hard out there, you know. So my advice, save your money. Even if you have to find a second job or figure out how to make money online, do that first before you move anywhere, before you ship your stuff anywhere. Sell your stuff if you can. You know, sell your stuff. At least you'll have some money saved up. But please, do not go somewhere with just saying you have your ticket price. And especially with a child, please don't bring your child into poverty somewhere that do not have social services. I can't express more than that. There's no social services in the motherland, and there's no rich people to rescue you, to keep you going forever. It's just not going to happen. No matter how much people mean well and they ask people to help you, folks is not going to keep doing that. It's already people over there that people trying to help to go to another level. You know, it's a majority of the people are working very hard, just trying to make it, ends meet. So if it's easier for me to help somebody who's making $1 to $2 a day, and compares to you who definitely require more than $1 to $2 a day, it's easier for me to help somebody who's already there than somebody who done spent their last dollar buying a ticket to go. So please, I'm begging you, if you don't have the money to travel abroad, do not travel abroad. Just go visit. You know, I already know who you're going to visit. I already have your money to pay for where you're going to stay and to have money for food to eat. Do not believe people going to do this or that for you, because when you get there, it might take a while just for you to get them to answer the phone and for you to make contact for them to take you around. You know, everything runs slow in the motherland. My advice, have your own money, make your own arrangements when you first get on the motherland until you can make contact with the other people that's there. They're very sweet and they mean well, but nobody can save anybody. We can just try to help one person at a time, and it's easier to help somebody that's already there to get to another level than to try to rescue everybody that's coming from abroad just because they frustrated with where they are. It's better to get yourself together where you are before you leave. That's my advice. Now you can take it or leave it, you know, take it or leave it. But I'm telling you, that's better for you, you know. It's better for everybody. Because me, I know I can't take care of people from abroad. Not when I'm in the motherland. I'll be trying to make it myself. Try to get my land together. Try to get my little fence around it. And then come back and figure out what I'm going to sell myself so I can go back and build my little house. You know? Because I'm not expecting anybody to rescue me or do anything for me. Just like people donate to you, they might decide they don't want to tomorrow, you know? Or they may never give you like they give somebody else. People do what they want, and they supposed to. I mean, they're free to do that. Nobody owes anybody anything. But anyways, right now, I'm just going to say, Jerry Jeff, meaning thank you. I'm glad you listened. I'll try my best to give some more tips on traveling abroad. Hope you listen. If you don't, I guess you'll be making your videos saying you wish you would have listened after you get to the motherland and you starving. I hate to see brothers and sisters make videos about they starved in Africa, because that's just so unnecessary. It's so unnecessary. We just have to plan. That's all. Plan before we go. And then work that plan. So anyway, guys, Until next time, peace, blessings, power to the people. Love you guys. And I'm out, y'all. Bye.